So the first player we're going to talk about tonight is Forrest. He went by Mr. LZ before. He's also notoriously known for winning a really big Project M tournament, but none of that matters today. What we're going to look at is how he's done so far this year, and it looks like he really hasn't traveled too far. Well, I guess he went out to the Big House and Smash Splash, but really not a lot of events on here, so we will probably get through this quickly, but as we do with everyone, we're going to run through the results, look at the good, the bad, and find out if Forrest will be making the top 100 this year. Yeah, but let's start with Come to Papa 3, where he got 7th, beating Drunk Sloth, who was ranked 61st on the 2018 PGR, so I believe he's also going to be making the top 100 this year. Drunk Sloth isn't someone whose results I've really jumped into too much. And they're losing to Sinbad, who is also from Florida and plays Sheik, and then losing to Blea, famously went to Summit. Really, I don't think has been competing too much the last couple of years, plays Luigi. So I'd say both of these are probably less than desirable losses, and the Drunk Sloth win is pretty good. Again, a lot of these, because we're in the same situation as we are with his fellow Florida brethren, Wizrobe, where he's got so few events that all of these are going to have to matter a ton more. So I'd say these are probably both less than desirable losses, even though Blea was top 100 in the past. And I don't know much more about Sinbad, but the Drunk Sloth win is pretty good. I'd probably say, like, slightly a negative tournament for him, but, like, not the worst thing in the world. Picking up a big win and losing to two other Florida players. Bounce back to talking about Forrest, and I should have alluded to this when I was talking about his Come to Papa losses, that Sinbad he actually beat later at MomoCon, and I don't know, Forrest didn't say anything when I DM'd about going to locals, but with his low major attendance, and it's really spotty throughout the year, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, this is really the only time he plays against these players. But beyond the winning the run back against Sinbad, which I think is really good for those two playing projected in the future, beating Bobby Big Balls, HT, Cobalt, and Wevins all at the same tournament, only losing to HBox, as well as the win against Bobby was the run back in loser side, which an absolutely incredible tournament. I think most players who are trying to make the top 100 would kill for a result like this. And for a reminder, HT was 81st last year, Cobalt was 38th. I think he could maybe potentially have made it off the back of this, and I think it definitely really helps wash away a lot of the badness, I could have used a better word, wash away a lot of the negative aspects we take away from the Sinbad loss, because it shows that he either practiced or just, like, played better this time at MomoCon, and beating Wevins, the Samus from Florida as well, really good to see. So it's a weird kind of highlight. It's more of like a, hey, make sure you remember he won the run back here, because I think the Wevins win is probably better, but it's more just to say, highlight that he won the run back. So Crudo just pointed out, as previously said, he was, Forrest went to a local and is for the year 2-1 on Drunk Sloth because they traded sets. And then he also said he lost to Cobalt at a weekly they both went to. Yeah, so, and then he also added on top of that he's negative against a local puff. So that's something that, a reminder that these videos aren't all the end-all be-all for tournaments, and a lot of times I'm giving ranges because there's still so much data collection beyond this to be done for the final ballot, getting all these local records, getting in all these challenge tournaments that they can't just pull the data from. So again, shout-outs to Wheat and Practical Tasks and all the other people working on getting the data ready so ballots can be as accurate as possible, because that's like the big disclaimer for this series, is that this is not an end-all be-all. This is more a get you excited for ranking season and to let you know a little bit more about these players who are potentially going to be on the top first 100, or players that you might not have heard about that have either been on the fringe or been in that 80 to 100 range before. But back to Smash and Splash, where Forrest again said he had those scheduled Johns because he was also competing in Project M. Null or Eggy I don't think are highlightable wins. Beating Null is really cool, even though Null's almost certainly not making the top 100 this year. 100 grand's maybe the only person I'd highlight a loss here, losing that Marth Ditto. For a reminder, you can either check out the 100 grand video that we recently did. He's a Marth from Minnesota who said he would be #1 on the PR. He was also at an Ultimate as well. Yeah, so he's like big scheduled out. 4 months later, with him really not competing anything in the middle of that, just casually going and beating Nun and Kage. The Kage win is like here nor there. It's really hard to gauge what's going on with him right now. But the Nun win, especially, so a Nun win in the first half of the year is still good because beating Nun's incredible. But this is like the Nun that beat Mango. This Nun is playing super hot. The second half of the year, Nun was playing incredible. So after we quickly ran through all those events, because there's really not much here, we can answer the question, will Forrest be top 100 this year? And I think it's a very clear yes. Only like 1 or 2 bad losses, even though again, because of the minimal results, it's going to weigh on him a lot more than that. But these peak wins over Nunn, Cobalt, Bobby Big Balls, and the massive amount of good wins, like Smash and Splash, the event where he was playing 3 games at the same time, was the only tournament he didn't pick up a pretty considerably large win. I do have to add in as a caveat, I think I'm going to punish him at least a tiny bit for this lack of attendance and lack of data we have for him, based on the area that he's going to be in, because I think I'll be more inclined for someone who has a slightly worse overall resume or a similar resume to give the other person the nod over him because of these minimal events to go off of, which is kind of what we got to do in this day and age, or we don't have to do, but I think I believe that people that go to events should be rewarded. Yeah, it's also important to keep in mind that he is 17 and it's a little bit harder for him to travel. So yeah, I could see anywhere between like 60 to 80 feels about right. It's going to be a lot depending on, again, the players that are around him, but these really, really good hallmark wins and not too many bad losses, even though, again, it's a little bit on the iffy side because he hasn't been to a lot of events, and as was said in the chat, that he has that losing record on the local puff. So things we're definitely going to have to keep in mind as we move into the full ballot. But I think it's very clearly that Forrest is an immensely talented player. I mean, and he's so young too. He's got so much more room to improve that people in the chat were saying like he's only like 17 or 18. So he's got like his whole life ahead of him to get better at Melee and to like accomplish all the other things that are fulfilling in life and whatever. But Forrest is definitely someone you need to be keeping your eyes out because he's only going to get better, and he's already pretty damn good right now. And I think that about wraps up our very, very short discussion on Forrest.